Boom. We're back. We're back. It's a Friday. The Thursdays with Rob and Paul on Fridays.
We're doing it. A lot of confusion. I think people thought yesterday. I saw a lot of people say, "Whoa, what's no show?" But like, to fucking look at Instagram.
We try. Look, Rob. The truth is, and we talk about this all the time. We are huge Hollywood celebrities. Working hard, and we both. Geez, I always want to eat Play-Doh.
Play-Doh is very salty. I forgot about that.
Is that homemade Play-Doh?
No, this is store-bought Play-Doh. I keep it right here because I like to have something to do.
I know you've been working. I've been working nights all week, which is like 6 p.m. at night to 6 a.m. in the morning, and that has really like wreaked havoc with my sense. I haven't done that. I don't think I've ever really done that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a hard shift. Is your family back together now?
Our family is back. My wife is back.
Wife's name. I always forget your wife's name.
It's May. Like the month. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Spider-Man's aunt. Yeah. She is back. She got back on Monday. Literally got off the plane, drove to a site so she could get her first vax, and then came home.
Good
So she kind of is back in the groove right now. And thank God, because again, we're shooting nights. And here's the thing. Normally when you shoot nights, you are shooting.
People are saying I'm quiet. Am I quiet?
I'm going to bump you up. All right. Oh yeah.
Pump me up.
This is it. There we go. Now.
How about now?
Now.
How about now?
Now. Sorry.
How about now?
So sorry. This is what we do. We kind of eat a little bit of the first couple minutes of the show. Because we know we're going to have these tech issues. Yeah. We don't have tech.
We never. This sounds okay. All right.
Yeah. Now you're up.
Yes.
I had lowered it before.
You guys missed some good stuff. You missed some great stuff. I called you guys assholes.
I wouldn't go back.
I forgot Paul's wife's name.
That's May.
And May, right? So she got back, got her first COVID shot.
Got a COVID shot, came in, and then I went to work, and then we really have not seen each other at all this week because we've been sleeping on different schedules. Like I literally come home when her alarm goes off, and we switch. Like we just basically switch. She gets up and I go to bed. And I've been super.
That's how you. I will say that is how you keep the marriage fresh. You know?
You never sleep in the same bed is a big thing.
What
do you think? I was having this conversation this week with somebody else. I was in the hair and makeup trailer on Black Monday with a bunch of women, and they were all speaking about like what a man's responsibilities are and what makes a good marriage. And I was listening intently.
Zero.
After I listened for a very long time to these amazing women speaking about what a good man would do, I offered up one suggestion that was roundly accepted by everybody. I said, look, I don't have the means. I don't have the means to do this, but if I did, I think having separate bathrooms would be a very big benefit to any relationship. Like, Rob, your bathroom is private. That's a Rob bathroom, and
Yeah, that would be great. I don't have that either. You know, we have a few bathrooms in our house. We have 17 bathrooms. I'm not going to make
which is weird.
I'm not trying to brag, but I have 17 different bathrooms.
Yeah, you have a 3-bedroom house, but a 17 bathroom house, and a lot of people I know say like you could have used that for a lot more space, for rooms and things of that nature. Yeah,
I have a phobia. Of. Do you remember there's a scene in Snakes on a Plane and, where someone sits on the toilet and then, thank God I have this Play-Doh. Someone sits on the toilet and then a snake comes up and, bites the guy right on the, I guess on his booty, on his
taint. Does it go up? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. But anyway, that's my phobia. About that movie, is that a snake is gonna bite my butt. So I don't ever poop in the same bathroom. That's why we have 17 bathrooms.
Oh man.
That's why. This is why.
No, I didn't even look at that snake while you were talking. I was just imagining that amazing scene from Snakes on a plane. I used to be scared when I was a kid of Ghoulies. It was like a horror movie, like a low budget horror movie, and the Ghoulies came out of the toilet.
It was a Gremlins ripoff, right? Wasn't it kind of a Gremlins ripoff? Yeah.
But I remember them being like toilet creatures, or I don't even know if I saw the movie Ghoulies, but the poster for Ghoulies.
The box, the
Yeah,
video box. You probably saw that.
I
You
gotta
probably saw
pull
that
it.
when you worked at Blockbuster. By
I
the way, I got to
don't.
watch the movie that you're in. Is that movie that you're in, the last Blockbuster? I haven't watched it yet. I'm sorry. I try to watch all of your projects.
I appreciate it. It's not my
Is it
project. I just
is it
happen to be in it.
is it a good documentary? I haven't watched it, but I only watch good documentaries,
Well,
usually about murder.
Rob, I'm going to tell you this much.
Yeah.
Let's be honest here. We're in a private space. I have
Yeah,
yet.
no one's.
I've yet to see it.
Is that true?
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
No, Paul, you got to watch it. If you're
I
in it, you don't watch it.
I would love to watch it. I just haven't gotten a chance to watch it. You know, it's like, I have other things that I wanted to check out. But everybody who has seen it really, really loves it. By the way, I want to just show you guys Ghoulies for a second because it's worth it. There's the Ghoulies.
I remember that. That is scary.
That was a really scary image to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like I have not seen it, but I think people really like it. I think I'm the only person that actually worked at a Blockbuster who is in the Blockbuster documentary. And
can I ask, how long did you work at Blockbuster? I've always been, I don't know your bio. I looked you up on IMDb.
Oh, thank you.
So I'm familiar with some of your projects, but I don't know your early work at Blockbuster. How long did you work there?
I would say I worked there for like 3 years. Like I worked there. Yeah, I worked there probably. I got the job the summer between my sophomore and junior year. Then I worked there junior and senior year. And then I worked there up until college. And then I came back and worked like the winter break.
That's a lot. That is a lot. That's a good high school job. I delivered flowers in high school.
You had the better job. I mean, you also did I feel like you had a great college job. Like you went to that ski town. You were like selling ads for newspapers. I mean, I feel like you lived a much rounder life. I just worked at a fucking video store. It was easy.
Yeah, but you knew that you wanted to be in entertainment and you were laser focused. And
that was my way in.
Yeah, you came in through the back door. I didn't know. This seemed impossible. It still seems impossible. You know, every day I'm like, what? Can I pay my rent? No, we'll be fine, guys. We got 17 bathrooms. Like I said, 17.
So many bathrooms.
Oh, so wait. So did we finish up on that conversation? So that was your advice to the women in the makeup trailer.
I said, what do you think?
Everybody should have a separate bathroom.
I said, what do you think? And they were like, that actually is a great idea. And so I don't know how to get this out in the world, but I feel like if you have the means, maybe that's something that we should embrace. We should kind of get the double bathroom situation going on.
Yeah, I think so. Or you just build an outhouse. You dig an outhouse in your backyard and you make your wife poop out there. You know, make her put on her makeup out there in the outhouse. You say you go in the backyard.
That doesn't seem okay.
And again, I keep forgetting your wife's name. What is it again?
It is, of course, October. Her name is October. Beautiful October. A very cool name for cool lady. Rob, I'm so excited. We have a great big show today. We have Tawny Newsome, Rory Scovel, Jake Fogelnest. It's a heavy hitter show today.
We might get I don't like to do this. I don't like to look back on other shows, but I would say that a lot of the shows we've been doing have been garbage.
Well, don't say that. Yeah.
This show today, not garbage. This is the one to tell your friends about.
Yeah. Right now, tell your friends, go out right now. It's Friday. You're home. I don't know if you've finished the quarantine yet, but we are still home. I mean, there's no difference here. Like I feel
there's definitely a different vibe between the Thursday shows and the Friday shows. You know, like I feel looser. I take mushrooms in the morning on Friday, so I'm going.
I microdose throughout the week, but on Friday I double the microdose, so I just dose, and so I am flying. So let's if you're microdosing, put the MDs in the chat. If you are if you're on mushrooms, put the M's in the chat. Let's see what we got.
Yeah, I saw a lot of T's in there. A lot of people still throwing T's in the chat, which I appreciate for Carl Tart.
Yeah. There's some MDs are coming up now. MDs and T's. Yeah. Everyone's. Yeah.
There we go. There they are. We were talking about jobs earlier, Paul, and one thing that I love to do, and I always tell you this, is I love to give back to the community. And so we thought it would be fun to take a look at some job opportunities that are starting to pop up online out there.
Yeah, we're back at work here. It's amazing. It's a great time to be
Yeah,
alive. Yeah.
the economy is starting to trickle back. People are going back to work or looking for new jobs. And Paul and I did a little research. No big deal. You can thank us later. And we found some job openings. Some of them are. I think it's mostly here in LA. But if you don't live in LA, you might be able to. Some of them may apply to your hometown also.
Yeah, and these are all found on Craigslist. They're totally real. These are jobs that you can apply for. Let's see what we got here. We got this one right here. Sorry, go back here. Female masseuse needed bad.
Yeah. This one seems, I got to say, straight out of the gate. This is LA. This is where we make pornography. I guess really pornography is made everywhere now. But this one seems a little suspect. Hi, I'm looking for a female masseuse, misspelled, that is in call and likes to be compensated well for their time. If things go well, it can be a normal thing. Please be open-minded. Truly a nice guy needing a very attentive massage. I would not.
There's a couple red flags on this one, right? Like, first of all.
Also, we should say, as just a disclaimer, sorry to interrupt, but not to shame sex workers. I'm totally cool with that. But this does seem like sex work and someone's trying to be a little sneaky.
Well, to me, we're not shaming sex workers. We're shaming a person who either is looking for an attentive massage or a sex worker. This person is
correct.
We don't know. It's neither on either side. I like that the person does say, who likes to be compensated for their time, as if that's like, oh, are you one of those people who likes to be paid for work? Because I am.
I'm willing to compensate you. Yeah, that one seemed a little suspect.
Yeah, that's a little bit weird.
That's all right. All right. What else we got?
We got it. So the next one here is good. This is a server in a Speedo for a pool party.
Again, this is Los Angeles, but they might have this in your town too. Male, female couple need a good-looking, clean-cut, outgoing, mid-20s, fit, slim, athletic boy next door in a black Speedo training suit. We can provide. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Slightly used. It's no big deal. We washed it. It's fine.
My husband wore them. They work. You gotta. So you're gonna be a server, bartender, just wine and beer. That's all it is for a mixed pool party Sunday afternoon. What is a mixed pool party?
I don't. I guess I would imagine it's like a male female pool party. If people in the chat know, I mean, I will say this. What I like about this is this line coming up: looks are more important than experience. Need your face and body pics stat.
And stats, including waist size. So you got to be skinny plus COVID status. That's interesting. Well, again, this is LA. I think a lot of things on Craigslist might be porn, but this might not be. It could just be a real party. It says it's on Sunday afternoon. I would like to go to this. The fact that we have not been invited to this is what I'm upset about.
Well, I mean, I did send in my stats. I sent in my my COVID tests. I'm waiting to hear back, but I do have a larger thigh, so I don't know if that is going to, because I did take all the angles on this swim trunk.
Would you say that you were a full-thighed man? Full thighs.
Oh, I'm definitely a full thigh man. Yeah, I mean that's for me. Yeah, thick. Yeah. I love that. People are scared in the chat already. Yes, I have Peloton thighs, which apparently I've been served a cease and desist by Peloton to keep on saying, "Don't worry, Peloton gives you Peloton thighs." They don't want that out there. They don't want. Yeah, they don't want that.
They don't want to talk about how beefy your thighs will get once you crank on the Peloton bike. Yeah.
We got this coming up here. Again, these all have a little bit of they're a little bit weird, right? Everyone
a little racy, a little suspect. Yeah. Looking for a Brazilian wax by a female for a male.
Okay.
For me, first time, actually, this guy says, I would suggest, why not just go to a place that does waxing? Why not just go? You can do that.
Yeah.
You can go to a real, licensed waxing place, and they will do that. If you're a man, you don't need to put an ad on Craigslist.
No, absolutely not. Sorry, I meant.
No, that's right. We can go. the next one's great. Oh yeah. Oh
Chicken sitter,
yeah.
man. You gotta get. I gotta get a chicken sitter here. Chicken sitter, to me. Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm hitting forward. So this one is seeking a responsible person to check on my flock of 15 free-range chickens in the backyard 2 times a day while out of
Twice a
town.
day.
Twice a day, estimating 6 days a month. Okay, so they're okay. On call required.
You have to
Local
be on
resident.
call for this. Holy cow.
This is more
25
than.
bucks a day. That's way more work than like a dog walker. Like twice a day?
How do you check
That's
on
interesting.
free range chickens too? I feel like where like they're roaming. They're like, I
I
mean,
got
what are you looking at?
I got to say, Paul, we said this before. It is LA. There's a lot of porn here. This feels like it could be porn to me. You know what I
Ah,
mean? I think this is somebody that wants to get their chickens
I'm gonna
fucked.
I'm gonna go on another side of it. And again, I'm not kink shaming, but
Not at all. Not at all.
maybe these people have like some sort of a video system set up, and their kink is watching people look at chickens. So
Yes.
they're hiring someone to come over 12 times a month, 2 times a day for 6 days a piece, and just kind of watch that, and that's what gets them excited.
It could be a psychological experiment too, like to see how honest you are if you will eat a chicken. Like,
Yeah.
oh, they're watching you on their video cameras to see if you will steal a chicken and eat it. Because chicken's delicious. Man, have you ever had? I've never asked you this before, and I've always wanted to. Have you
Yeah.
ever had chicken nuggets, Paul?
No, never. What are those?
Oh my goodness! I'm so glad you asked.
No.
They take the chicken
Uh-huh.
and they cut out just the best part of it, and it looks
Okay.
something like that, and you can eat it. It's
Wow,
so
this
good.
Play-Doh really is coming in handy for you today.
I didn't.
Really.
Yeah, I don't do a lot of prop comedy, but I'm getting into it, man. This
I
is really just a stress reliever for me, but because this show stresses me out. But
But by the way, I do. Speaking of being stressed out, there are some new emojis that you guys can use in the channel right now. There's a stressed out Paul emoji right now that someone made in the Discord this week, and it is me very profusely sweating. I think it's like there it is right there. It's popping up now. You see a little bit of confused Scheer.
why is that? Why are you so sweaty?
I was sweaty because we shot an episode of Black Monday in a bank in the middle of the summer in the show, and so what they did was they hosed us down with like gel, and then they would
Glycerin?
spray
Yeah.
the glycerin, and then they would spray water on top of it, so we always had this like beaded look on
It's
us.
the worst. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. And
awful.
then your skin breaks out. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
That's
terrible.
bad.
But I'm looking at this picture of me. There's 2 new ones up here, but I'm looking at this concerned picture of me. Can someone put that concerned picture and the meatball picture together, because they look the same? I feel like Meatball and Concerned Paul are the same. Yeah, there they are. Okay, so Shorster, thank you. There we go. This is yeah, there it is. Oh, sorry.
You look a lot like Meatball.
I mean, I'll
Pretty
take
great.
it. Meatball's a good dog.
Well, people say that they are attracted to dog breeds that look like them. So maybe when you rescued him, maybe it's because you thought you guys were,
We're related. Rob, we've been talking about a lot of sexual jobs here on Craigslist. I think it's time, before we bring on our first guest, to just talk about one that doesn't seem super sexual. This is this one right here. This is table tennis. Table tennis ping pong teacher in Santa Monica. Yeah.
Yeah. This is someone that, it says, I recently found a way to reconnect with my 16-year-old son playing table tennis and get him off video games for an hour with 3 exclamation points. We have a lot of fun, but he ends up winning every fucking match. I win a few games, but he wins the match, and I feel like I'm not a challenge to him. I'm no slouch, but he's got the touch. I'd like you to coach me.
No
Now,
price.
no talk of money. Is this porn, Paul? Is this
This
sex
is not.
work? I
This is
don't
not
know.
porn. I think this is on the up and up. I do think it's revealing of this dad, and I feel like I bond over like this dad is like, I need to keep my kid entertained, So I need to like beat him in table. The story behind, like, I guess what I feel is that could have just been like, hey, I need a table tennis teacher. We don't need the backstory.
No, we don't need how many games you lose and how many games he wins. Also, I don't know that there are table tennis instructors. I think that is just a thing that everyone teaches themselves, right? I mean, like, have you ever heard of a coach for?
No, I mean, now look, have I hired a Mario Kart coach? Yeah, because my kids love Mario Kart, and I gotta
Yeah.
beat their
You
ass.
got to have a private trainer for that, a private
Yes,
personal trainer. Yeah.
it's
Do they live?
$25 an
Do they?
hour,
Do
twice
they
a
live
day.
with the kids? Do they live at your home? The
Uh,
Mario Kart,
well, during COVID, they did, yeah.
the Mario Kart trainer came and lived at your house.
Well, because I couldn't have
Of
him.
course.
I didn't know where they were going. I wanted to
No,
keep the
you have
bubble.
to. Yeah, you have to be responsible, and you want your kids to be great at Mario Kart.
Oh,
Hey, you know what? We could also bring Rory on, and he could talk about this stuff with us.
I love it.
Good at jumping
Yeah,
into stuff.
you wanna set up our guest?
Yeah, you know what? This is also we're becoming famous for terrible introductions for our
Yeah.
guests, and I actually am just going to embrace it because these are all usually friends of ours that we know them just from comedy and stuff like that, but I don't know what everybody has done. Rory is a hilarious stand-up and a great actor. I did a movie with him called The House, and he did a thing for a huge favor for me when I did the pilot for Do You Want to See a Dead Body? And he's a great stand-up, and he has, I think, 2 podcasts, which is more than you, Paul, right? How many do you have?
3.
Oh, fuck.
So
I knew it. He walked right into that. Yeah, I think he's got a couple podcasts. Let's talk to him about it. Please welcome. Hey, Rory.
Hello, is this working?
Yeah, look at you. Look at you.
Great. You are doing great, Rory.
Who is behind you on their phone? What's going on behind you?
My daughter is hiding just behind me. She wants to ask me something, but
do it.
Time has passed. I'm on stage now. I'm a part of this now.
Okay.
She missed her moment.
We were just doing a half-baked bit where we're looking at shitty jobs on Craigslist. Do you want to look at a couple with us?
Yeah.
Do you think at any point the kid was like, "Dad, I'd like to take lessons with you," and he was like, "No."
The same teacher.
All right. Let me tell you. We all have. Rory, how old is your kid?
She's 25.
She's 5.
Right?
5. Okay.
5. I thought.
All right. So my son is turning 7 on April 30th, and Hubel, your daughter is like 4. Right?
She's 4 and a half. Yeah.
So I found myself doing.
She's 4, Paul. You don't have. It's not a pissing contest. She's 4.
Yeah.
There she is, Rory. There she is. You better blur her face. She's in the background.
I've done some weird stuff because my son loves basketball so much, and it's been so much fun. Like, we just had to take a COVID test because he's going back to public school, and the whole time we're on the line, we're just making our own NBA teams. Like, what would be he's like, he wants to talk about basketball at all times, and he really wants to take lessons, and I didn't know where to go, and I was like, where can I get like a private coach for like my son? Because I didn't, there was no group classes going on. And so I went on this like website called like needacoach.com. Like, it was like a blanket. Like,
hi, I'm Paul. I need training.
Like, I literally wrote like, "Hey, what's up? My son is 5, wants to learn basketball better." Like, and then basically what you do is you field like 1,000 people coming in. I'll do it. And then, but there's no like references or anything like that. So I picked this one person, and he's like, "All right, great, let's do it." Does
he play for the Clippers? He plays for the Clippers.
It's Reggie Jackson, whose birthday is today. Happy birthday, Reggie Jackson. And they go, it goes, "Great, let's do our first class 6 a.m." And I was like, 6 a.m.
What? You said 5 years old. Like,
no, I said
when
yes.
You start.
I was like, okay. I was like, yes, it's got to be serious. Let's go. Like, I'm making these like, there's no reason.
It
like,
is
that
also
means
quarantine, and you're like, I've got the time.
Rory,
I can
Rory, your daughter has a knife. She's coming to kill you.
Oh.
She's coming. Okay, come on. She can stay here. She can't hear us, right?
Oh, she's just hanging out.
Yeah.
She does this anytime I have a thing. She'll stand there and
love
go,
it.
"Can I come in here?"
Ah,
And
I
I've
love it. I
said,
should've
"Yes,
brought
you can
my
just."
daughter.
Her
Yeah.
playroom is over this way. It's all her toys.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yeah, go ahead."
Oh, Rory, I gotta stop our comedy spectacular for a second, and thank you for Rory turned me on to kids show. I don't even know what channel it's on, but it's called Bluey, and
Dude, it's my favorite.
yeah, it's like just
Yes.
it's an Australian show about like 4 little dogs or something, but like it's kid actors that it feels like they're not actors. They just feel like they're just talking over each other, and it's so funny.
Can
My
I tell
daughter
you?
loves
Can,
it.
can I tell you my theory on
Yeah.
this? Like, all right, so we watched a lot of Peppa the Pig, or whatever.
Yeah,
Peppa Pig, and I saw Bluey, and it was a revelation. And I was like, this show, to me, and I don't want to. I'm not shitting on the other show because I love the other show, but I'm like, this is like levels of catastrophe are on this Bluey show. Like, I feel like the parent storylines are equally as funny and very relatable. I was like, I'm engaged watching. I'm like, this is a good.
It's a good show for parents. Like it's a
good
funny
show for
show
parents.
for adults. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
It really is. Bluey is and my kids love singing the theme song to it. Like,
Do you feel like a shitty? Do you feel like a shitty
Bluey.
parent? Like they're so good at participating and like coming up with the games. You're like, no, nobody plays on that level.
oh,
Yeah.
I mean,
No,
look, I didn't even want to turn around to tell my daughter she can come into the room.
Yeah.
well, but it's like it is like it. Look, I think this pandemic has taught me a few things, and where I used to probably think I got to be like the best parent at all times, now I'm just like, if I can eke out like a 20-minute window in each day that I feel like that was good, I feel like that's a feather in my cap. I'm not saying I'm doing bad things around, but I'm like, if I can just get like moments, I'm trying to connect moments now instead of making perfect
Here's what I
days.
did. Here's what I did today, which I did this today, and I thought this was great. After I did it, we went on a walk. We went on a walk for like 45 minutes, and I took a box of raisins with me. And I told my daughter, I said, whenever you see the number 4, today is our lucky number is 4. Whenever you see the number 4, if you find it, I'll give you a raisin. And so we went around, and she started, looking at addresses, on houses and license plates and blah, blah. And every time she saw a 4, I would give her a raisin. It was just a dumb, fun thing. I came home. I'm like, man, should I be a teacher? I think I should be a teacher.
You already are one.
I'm really good. Should I get paid? I want that fucking money, dog. I want that money.
Get that. There are those moments I did a thing. I mean, this is not as good as like the raisin thing, but I felt like I opened up my kids to something great that kind of blew their minds, which was Ace Ventura Pet Detective. Now, I thought like, they would like this. Now, what I did not realize is that movie needs to be fast forwarded in parts because Jim Carrey clearly like made a movie. He's hilarious. The movie's great, but he made a movie where he's like, I'm goofy as fuck, but I also want to fuck people, and I'm not a joke. Like, people want to fuck me. I fuck hard, and this is like, and like there are moments in there you're like,
right out of the gate.
Yeah, right out of the gate. A fucking blowjob scene in the opening. I was not expecting it. I forgot.
I don't remember the cold open of Ace Ventura.
He gets blown by this woman.
Yeah, when he brings the dog, he brings the
oh
cute dog back from the huge dude. Yeah. I'll never forget this. The first time
singing, he's like, oh.
He's hanging from the thing.
I'll
never forget the first time I saw that movie. We were in Florida to visit my grandparents, and we went to Blockbuster. We rented it. We're watching it, and my stepmother is watching us watch it, and that part comes on, and she goes, "I don't know about this movie," and I just go, "It's fine." Even as a kid, I go, it's fine.
The ending is very problematic, right?
Oh, the transphobia in the movie is wrong.
Transphobia is like,
There's every flavor under the sun is covered in like offensive things. But if you fast forward a couple of key scenes, the rest of the movie is wonderful for kids, and they love it so much. And but it was. But it was funny, like June and I had a text message. I was going to put it up online, but it was like, me telling her when the parts to fast forward were, because she also got surprised by the blowjobs. So she's like, oh, and then like diving to fast forward.
Rory, do you on your you have 2 podcasts, right? I can't keep up with everybody's podcast. I'm sorry.
You know, you don't even have to. One of them is no longer, but the other podcast, Pen Pals, is still in play. It's still out there.
I like that. I like
the dome.
Okay, so the other one was dad's. So you gave up on the dad. You're just like, I don't want to talk about it. Being a dad is my life. I'm not going to talk about that garbage.
We interviewed a ton of people about being parents, men and women, and it was great. And we learned a lot of stuff. It was on Tea Coco. I think those episodes, if people were so inclined to check them out, are still available. But yeah, my other one I've been doing with Daniel Van Kirk, Pen Pals, is going on 3 years now, and it's great. We read people's letters that they send us and just chat about it.
That's cool.
Super fun.
By the way,
does he does the Sklar's thing, right? Because I just did the Sklar's.
Yeah, they
podcast.
do Dumb People Town.
Yeah, that was really fun.
So funny
fun too.
I want to say to people that don't know this, and I feel like it's fair to say, I don't think that this show got enough not press, but enough publicity. You did a show called Robbie that was a show for Comedy Central that is about basketball. It's great. Like, it is legit great.
Thank you.
And you can watch it totally for free on YouTube. It's there. It's seek out Robbie, because it was a weird. I mean, I don't know how much you want to get into it, but it was a weird thing where it just kind of was just put out there without many people knowing about it. And the cast is phenomenal. The show is great, and it's just. I love it so much. I really truly love it.
I appreciate that so much. We took a lot of time to make it, to put it together, to do all the things that you guys know, the hoops you jump through when you put your own thing out there, and how painful the entire process is. And then, we ended up on YouTube, which I'm great at the end of the day that it's accessible and people can actually watch what we made. But I have to agree with you. And I obviously am biased, but I really do think we made a great 8 episodes of a show. And, a lot of that's attributed to our mutual friends, Anthony King and Owen Burke and Scott Moran and others. But, I mean, the cast is great. I thought that the story was great. I thought, we kept it heartfelt, but we also kept the comedy in there. And it looked beautiful. Carl Hurst and Payman Benz, who you work with on
Black Monday.
were, Carl Hurst as the DP. I mean, if anyone watched that show and says this show looks beautiful, it's because that guy is insane. He's so good.
Unbelievable. It's weird. We work in this world where, like, one of the first gigs I ever did was this show called Make My Day, and the premise of that show was, it's a positive. Remember that? Yeah, it was like a positive prank show. It was like, we are going to, like, the pranks will all be great. Like, they're gonna, like, and we would tape them from the moment they got up, and there was 1 million people in on it. Actors, so it was basically like we put people
that they
in
had
the Truman
the
Show.
Best day ever, right?
Yes. Now there's one bad side effect of that was, imagine having a great day where someone's like, "You're awesome. I want to date you. You're gonna work with us in the studio," and then all of a sudden
it was
that you're on a TV show, and so there's a moment of reckoning where it's like, my life is changing, and you're like, it's not. So.
But the reveal, that's so funny. The reveal is the opposite. Like on like Scare Tactics and like every other show, people are like, "Oh, thank God, that's hilarious. I was having a heart attack. I was so terrified or pissed off."
Right.
This one, they're like,
"Wait, I was dying."
This one, they're like, "Wait, what? I don't get the job or the apartment or the money or the blowjob."
It was. I mean, the way the reveal was always so uncomfortable, because. And I guess, most prank shows are like this. Like, they cut it like, "Hey, you're on a prank show." And they're like, "Oh, haha." And here it was always like, "You're on Make My Day." They don't know what that is. Then our host was a guy that no one knew. And then it was like, "Do you know me?" "No, we don't." And then it was like, "Okay, so what's a prank?" "This is a prank." "Well, yes, this is a prank. But from the moment you got up, it's a prank." "Wait, hold on. Wait. So," and then they're going through the mental Rolodex of their day. And I remember one guy was like, "So I'm not going to produce that album?" Like, because we brought him in to produce like a record album. It's like, oh, it was awful. And it was always gut wrenching, because it was like a 7-minute slow burn of them realizing they were not, like, it was like their world fell apart. Anyway, we shot this show.
They went insane.
What were you gonna?
Real?
How are you connecting that to?
I'm going to tell you. So we shot 12 episodes of that show, and then after they were edited and shot, and this show was fucking expensive because we had hidden cameras, we had drones, we had helicopters because we had to follow these people for the whole day. The head of the CW was like, "Oh, we don't do positive prank shows. We're never going to air this," and it's never been seen. It was never like they bought the show. We shot the show. I worked on that show for so long, and it was just like it just doesn't exist. It was like someone's like, "No, we don't do that." And that was it. And it was like, wait, and you felt so. It was like, but wait, I did it. Like I understand. Like, oh, I made a pilot. It didn't go. They didn't pick it up. Like we spent so much time. It's crazy. It's insane making. And the only experience I've ever had like that.
Well, Rory, we don't have to drill down on this too far, but was part of it also with Comedy Central that like they're at a weird stage right now too, where like people are not rushing home to watch cable TV. Like everything's on demand, you know?
I mean, it was all that like right after we had like finished it and turned everything in is when they fired everybody. They got rid of everybody. And I told people, I was like, we're like the undercover cop that all the people who know that we're undercover got fired. And so now we're just out there without a tether. We're just and so true, no joke. I mean, when that happened, we were like, oh, well, that's it. And you go into that to sort of retain any sanity. You go into that thing where you're like, well, I learned a lesson. I learned how to create a show. I learned, you try to go the positive route. And then when they said, we're going to just dump all the episodes on YouTube, there's a part of me that's like, I think the show is bingeable. And I truly think if they would have put it out one episode a week, I don't know that we would have retained a massive audience because of how people consume stuff now. So when they said they were going to put it on YouTube, I was like, oh, you know what? Maybe something crazy happens and we get a ton of views on YouTube and someone can see that it's a show worth buying to perhaps make a second second season. But the first thing you said is correct. It just didn't get advertisements. They just didn't get promoted enough to where people knew, oh, I can go to YouTube and watch this show. And our whole thing we were trying to make was we were really trying to make a show that not only just had a lot of talent in it, but people coming from different backgrounds set in the South with an interracial relationship that we don't talk about. We don't sit and talk about race the whole time because the South that I grew up in, and Rob, I don't know if you grew up there. I know you went to Clemson, but
my family's in South Carolina.
The people that people visualize in the South, that there isn't this constant race thing going on. I'm not saying that it's not an issue. It is, but there's a lot of people that live in the South that just coexist in the South.
Right.
And I think other cities who truly think that they're of a great liberal mindset, they might be surprised that there's actually a lot of Southern cities, Atlanta being one of them, that actually is incredibly diverse and does coexist more racially than I think a lot of places.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's that makes me think this is a whole other show. Now we're just talking about projects that we're pissed off about that didn't get seen. Like Rory, you did a huge favor for me when I did the pilot for Do You Want to See a Dead Body? And that was a project. Same thing. I did it for Comedy Central. And just a dumb idea where I take a different famous person every week to go find a dead body. So we shot that for Comedy Central. They shot the pilot with Adam Scott as a guest and Terry Crews as a guest. Rory just killed it. Like, did the funniest bit as like a cool hipster pharmacist, and Paul was on there. We had like literally we had John Cho
so
and Randall Park, everybody. So same thing though. Like Comedy Central passed on it, so then we took it to YouTube Red. And so I was like, okay, well, YouTube Red, they're doing, I guess it's behind
Cobra
a paywall, whatever. Yeah, But then as soon as we turned it in, well, there were two big problems. One, it was called Do You Want to See a Dead Body? And when it was about to premiere, like the day it was going to premiere, there was Yeah, there was some giant shooting, of course, and they were like, "Oh, we can't do it." So they're like, "We'll do it in 3 weeks." So I said, "Okay, we'll pick a date." Same thing. 3 weeks later, another giant shooting. And again, please don't misunderstand me. I'm not trying to say boo-hoo for my dumb TV show when people were getting shot. That is not the point. I'm just saying that these people did not anticipate that, like, the show is about finding a dead body. Like, there's going to be people die. It was
a hard thing to put like in a press release when people. I thought it coincided with that YouTube kid who went into
that's what I was saying. That was the main problem. Was one of the,
because he was doing like the real version of your show.
He did that literally like 2 days before our show came out. I think it was Jared Paul, or Jake Paul, I don't know which one, went to some forest in Japan where everyone goes to this forest.
Logan Paul.
So they go to that forest to kill themselves. Well, he went there and made like a smirking video in front of like real dead body, and that was like 2 days before my totally absurd take on anyway. So another show that nobody saw. And again, I'm not complaining that people died in real life. I'm not saying that. No. That's more important.
But I know what you mean. I mean, it's a show it's a joke. It's like, do you want to see a dead body? A line that people like, have said and obviously stand by me. Like, and it's so crazy to me that someone goes, "Hey, this guy did this thing on YouTube, and so now we gotta nix all of the episodes we shot." And like Paul, like you were saying, all of the money that we just threw at this,
and like
not do it because people will think we're related to that. And you're like, or you could maybe have some respect for your audiences and assume
that people can look at can understand something.
Yes, exactly. I think that's the problem. I think most of the time it's people going, audiences won't understand it, and you're like, oh. They always say that to people who, like us, are live performers, and you're like, I think I deal with audiences more than you do.
No, we get it. We get it more than you, and that's why we picked up this.
I've never been in front of a crowd before, and I'm terrified of public speaking, but I know what people get.
Oh my God.
Rory, have you been were you fully have you been on lockdown for a year like everybody? Like, I have not seen you in forever.
You're asking COVID status? We're good COVID status. I have been I got fortunate enough to so I was on the road doing stand-up, following the band Tool around, performing in the city.
Wait, really?
Yes.
Whoa.
Yeah, so
Tell Paul about that.
Yeah. Tool is my favorite band since I was 15 or 16 years old. And, anyone who's a fan knows that it's been a 13-year gap between two of their albums. And so in August of 2019, they put out an album after 13 years, and then they started touring it. And me and Nick Youssef and Freddie Scott, we had decided it'd be funny if we did a tour where we just played the cities they were playing on the off nights so that we could just go to the concerts. And I think we kind of thought, hey, we'll make enough money at the shows to reimburse our, hotel and tickets. But the guitarist in the band found out about it because I went on Conan to promote it. And the guitarist saw that, and he was like, yeah, I'll hook it up. You guys can come. I'll give you a tour pass, and you guys can just come backstage.
That's
at one point,
amazing.
We were backstage, in his area after the show, and he was like, yeah, so if the next concert, you guys want to come down before the show and throw your jackets in here? And I was just like, I couldn't.
Actually on tour with the band. That's amazing.
We were hanging out with him mostly, and he was Adam Jones, and he was so incredible. He was so inviting. He was so strangely like just grateful of our support for his band that's doing amazing. And he just, I think he thought it was a funny idea that we came up with, and he came to two of our stand-up shows in Austin and one in Portland. And
did you try to tie them together? Were you trying to get Tool fans out to your show, or was it like, okay, great?
We were trying to say, hey, based on timing, we were like, hey, tonight come see us, and then tomorrow night come see Tool. We're three people who love this band, and we at the beginning of shows we would ask who is going to the concert tomorrow night, who went to the concert last night, and we get a good amount of people who I think were into it. Tool was big supporters of Bill Hicks, comedian, and so there's that sort of crossover amongst their fan base. They kind of get it, I think.
I'm happy that you didn't open for Tool because I feel like the first the first moment
nightmare.
That's like Slipknot. That's Slipknot. Yeah.
Dude, I remember like one of my
Truly
clearest memories of like a child. Like, my dad and I went to some sort of like Syracuse County Fair or whatever it was. You know, it was like a big fair, like the L.A. County Fair, whatever it is. And Little Feat was playing. My dad was into like New Orleans Zydeco music, whatever. And I was like, I like Little Feat too. So we're watching Little Feat, but A. Whitney Brown, who is kind of like the more arrogant, like a Feat version of like Dennis Miller. Like, you know, so like this guy is opening up for Little Feat. He comes out on stage and is before even a joke is out. It's like his presence. Right. His presence is upsetting. And I remember him going, like these little things burned into my brain. But as a little kid, and him going like this, he's like, guys, you can boo me all you want. I'll leave, but there's still going to be 25 more minutes before they come out. Like me leaving doesn't mean that they come out sooner. And the audience is like, get the fuck out of here. And he was like, okay, fine. We sat in silence.
I opened for Wheeler Walker Jr. If you know that dude, Ben, he does like the country songs. They're super funny, but he gets people who get the jokes of the songs, and he also gets, you know, fucking hardcore rednecky fucking Trump dudes that are like, I'm here because this guy says it like it is. They don't get that it's a joke.
Right.
And I opened for him in a couple cities, and it was always a battle. They just wanted him. And my last show with him, it was just 3 nights in a row. And the last one was in San Diego. And I went out, and it was just like that. I mean, people yelling, get the fuck out of here before I even get to the microphone. And this is the 3rd show, so I know it's going to be a battle. I just go into my act. People are telling me to get out of there. I'm doing 45 minutes. And I'm at like 40. I'm probably at 40 minutes. I told him every night, I was like, I am going to do my time every night. 40 minutes. I look to the side of the stage and I go, you know what? The band is actually telling me it's not going well. They're giving me the like, get off stage. No one's over there, by the way. They're going, get off stage. It's not going well. And the crowd goes crazy. They're like, yeah, because you fucking suck. And I just go, but I honestly think I got to do maybe 15, 20 more minutes before I get out of here. It felt... There is something so liberating about standing in front of, you know, a rock club filled with people who hate you, but you also hate you with no context. They don't even know if they do like you.
Right, because they've already judged you.
Think you're funny.
Yeah, like
it's just they don't want comedy. Yeah, they don't want comedy before a music show.
Dude,
the best example is Slipknot, which like very briefly, we should just have Glazer tell that story at some point. But John Glazer, Andy Blitz, and Brian Stack, who are Conan writers, did a bit. I think it was originally on Conan, right? Like where they came out and they were like a really corny barbershop quartet, and they just had a dumb song where they were like, "We're the Slipknots, slipping on nuts. We go, and then we here are some nuts, and then we fall down." Or what? It was like 4 lines or whatever, and they just do that over and over. So then, I guess Conan, someone set it up so that they actually would go to a Slipknot concert. And, you know, Slipknot was in on it, and these guys came out and opened up for Slipknot. And Glazer, I think, says that people were violent. I mean, like throwing like fucking beer cans and like batteries and like, you know, they're like, we're the Slip, like they're just there to provoke the audience, and just the best fuck you comedy. I love it.
I mean, we love that. We saw like our friends open for Tenacious D, a legit comedy band. Like what you were saying, like there's maybe a little bit of a difference between the guy that you opened for. Here, it's like there is no Tenacious D. We know that's comedy first, right? And those guys, it was Cordry and Seth and Brian Husky doing Naked Babies at like in the New York City. It was in New York City where like people are like, we're there, we get it. Fucking like booed. It was not. It's a great, because you always think like, oh, you know what? I think we'll be the one that will connect. I think we will be the one. And I remember people. Were you at the Mall of America show that we did?
No, tell
Just
that
that
story.
question alone already gets my palms sweating.
This is
Oh,
my
Mall of
favorite. This is
America
my
show.
favorite. Yeah.
So, all right. So, our friend was from Minneapolis, Minnesota, and she was like, I want you guys, we've been doing UCB theater, which is like improv, long form comedy. And they're like, we want you to come to this Minneapolis comedy festival. And I was like, great. And, no one's asking us to do anything at this point. So, we're like, great. And we were doing this show, which was an improvised Real World, which is like the MTV show, The Real World. We were doing an improvised Real World, which, is going to kill. And it was actually, by the way, I'm saying it sarcastically, it killed. It was sold out every night, every Saturday
show,
night.
at that time, I mean, The Real World was the biggest show, and you guys were doing an improvised parody of The Real World.
Yeah, it was going great. So we went out there actually incredibly cocky. It's like we sell out this show every fucking week. We go out, we get our venue, Knuckleheads Comedy Club in the Mall of America, Friday night, 9 p.m. Right? So it's like prime time. Now, I don't think the Minneapolis Comedy Festival told the audience of Knuckleheads that they were walking into a comedy festival. I think they were there to see whatever stand-up they were about to see. We walk on stage. I'm like, hey, everybody, my name is Lance so-and-so, and I'm the director of The Real World. And I'm doing my little setup. And as I am doing my setup, kill yourself! And I was like, oh, I'm not used to that, didn't know what was happening. And they yelled at us mercilessly we did the show in 15 minutes. We did a 15-minute show and got the fuck out of there. And we thought, oh, Minneapolis, Minnesota. I've never been more shook in my life because like you were so confident in the material. I was like, there's no way to fail. And they ate us alive. That it gives me Knuckleheads Comedy Club, 9 o'clock on a Friday. Did not want to see long form improv parody improv.
Yeah. It's why I can't necessarily go back to perform in Baltimore. I've got a lot of trauma early on the Baltimore Comedy Factory doing the midnight show where people didn't even know it's a show. They just wanted, the $2 drinks.
Oh, no. Oh, God damn it. Rory, this has been so fun chatting with you. You're like we already talked about. Robbie is on YouTube. I just pulled up here. So it's just go to the Comedy Central page, type in Robbie.
Pen Pal, the podcast, Pen Pals.
Pen Pals, the podcast.
What else should we plug? What else should we plug? We're bad at plugging.
We've been plugging his IG and Twitter.
Away.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. I'll be on a show called Physical that comes out in June.
This is gonna be great. This is Apple TV show, right?
Super excited. It's Apple TV, and I'm super excited about it.
It's a drama, right?
Sort of a dramedy. Yeah. And it comes out in June, and I'm super excited about that. I'm sure people see more about it as it gets closer. But and then I'm going to put out a improvised stand-up album in June, also with a documentary to go with it about shooting 6 nights of just improvised stand-up at this theater in Atlanta again.
That's gonna be awesome.
That's gonna be so fun, man.
Yeah. I'm excited about it. So we'll see how it goes.
Dude, I cannot wait. I'm so psyched to see you, man. I haven't seen you in so long, and I'm so psyched. And always fun to see.
And
Rory Scovel.
And we'll take them out. Bam! We just knock them out. Bam! Look at that. Yeah.
We don't even tell people we're gonna do that.
I mean that's the way we go. But we are rolling right along. We actually have our next guest on deck. He's here. You want to bring him in?
Rory, I gotta say, Rory's one of my favorite people, man. Just the sweetest guy and the fucking funniest dude.
Well, you guys from the South have to stick together.
You introduce our next guest.
Oh my gosh, our next guest. Again, kind of continuing the idea.
We're terrible. We're terrible at introducing people. We don't look up anyone's credits.
Yeah.
We don't know what people have worked on. We just have known them for a million years.
His name is Jake Fogelnest. Jake, hi Jake. I think people might know you as you started your career as Squirt TV on MTV. It was a show from
I've been in show business for over 25 plus years. 25-year career.
That's great.
You actually, I mean, in many respects, like for people who don't know you, you have been in the mix of like some of the greatest fun stuff. Like it would be hard to consolidate your career into just a handful.
You guys got back from the Mall of America.
Yeah.
I was there. I will never forget sweet Betsy Stover is her name. She came into the green room of the UCB. You guys had all your bags and stuff, and it was just, she was just like, I just don't understand the festival. They didn't promote it properly, and she was just so upset. I have I was there that night. And to Rory, who, by the way, I think is a genius. I just want to say, like, the flip side of having your Comedy Central show dumped on YouTube, you don't want Comedy Central to then spend a bunch of money promoting your show corporate, which is really dark and is like going to get an audience of about like 200,000 people an episode. So there's that side of it too.
Well, it's tricky, right?
Winning. Don't work for Viacom.
By the way, we're talking about another, like, Comedy Central has, in many respects, done some of the best TV shows. I mean, between the two that we just talked about, the Detroiters, there's Nathan For You, but corporate.
Some of the best shows for Los Feliz, Silver Lake, Williamsburg,
Lower East Side,
the Lower East Side, yes. No, it's and look, all those people who worked at Comedy Central, they're not there anymore.
Yeah,
and this could end up on Comedy Central next week. It's the right budget level. But no, that was I'm a writer. And a producer, and I've also done radio, and I've been a million things over the years.
Yeah, well,
you directed our old sketch shows when we were all doing sketch shows at UCB. You were directing those shows back in the day.
I was the guy at UCB. You guys were improvising, and I would say, I have an idea. What if we wrote some of this down and tried to make it better?
Yeah. By the way,
and then we did, and then
that was a fight. That's a fight to get people to do something over again. Why would we do it again? We're improvisers.
Well, look, it's really all the same fight. It was just none of us were getting paid, and we were still arguing with Owen. It was the same fight. It was just a different dollar amount.
Go ahead.
I was saying, people are very excited about your record collection and everything behind you. I don't know what that all contains, but it looks like a lot.
What it is so I don't have a child yet. I will soon. I'm not announcing, but I'm intending to have a child soon.
You'd like to have a child.
I got married, and that's lovely.
You got married during the pandemic, by the way, right?
I did. Yeah, we got married during the pandemic. It was always our original plan to have a very small kind of courthouse wedding, so it didn't screw that like up our dream wedding. Instead, we got to have a weird COVID wedding in an office in Encino, where we were wearing masks.
I was watching it, like, it was really, I mean, I think there's something wonderful about not having to worry about all the stuff that comes with a wedding, right? And then you're there for the right reasons. And it goes back to my theory, like, then you should have a party a year later when you've proven to everyone it's sustainable. It's sustainable. We've done it.
Exactly. And quarantining has been kind of like this wonderful honeymoon period where we have gotten to spend all this time together that we probably wouldn't have gotten if we like got married and then, I don't know, somewhere. But this behind me, I don't have children, but I have all this. This is, whatever.
Same thing.
43 years of collecting records and stuff.
But you are like, I think there's something, what I love, like, when we first met and just like, you are a collector of the shit that I think the internet has become, right? On certain levels, like, oh my God, that commercial. Like I remember going over to Jake's house, like, here's a movie that you've never heard of that's not available at any video store. It's like The Fabulous Stains, like Ladies and Gentlemen, Fabulous Stains. It's like, all right, great, you have that. Like, you've seen this thing. You have this like Jimmy J.J. Walker doll. You've got these like little pieces, like I think even a Mork from Ork in the Egg, like shit that you're like, oh my God, I love,
There. Yeah, that's right there.
There it is. Yeah.
If I am interested in something, I am super interested in it, and I need to know everything about it. There's a band called Sparks. I
Yes.
saw them one night
Oh, yeah.
on a Saturday Night Live rerun. Edgar Wright has made a documentary film about this band. And for a small group of people, they love Sparks. This is their favorite band. And I'm in the documentary for like 1 second, but Edgar found all those people and taught, you have to be, I'm an obsessive, about the, pop culture that I like, and the pop culture that I like is correct. And people can say art is subjective, and it is, except when I'm talking about it.
What is because I always feel like I think people get very not snobby, but they get like possessive over music, like that this is good, this is bad. But I find it with you it is across the board, I feel like, and I feel like you also get into these weird things, and I know like this is weird while I'm thinking about this, like we both love P.T. Anderson back in the day when it was like Boogie Nights and Magnolia came out, and you
were the first. You guys were the first to hear.
I'm just saying,
we were at the first screening of Sydney.
Yeah, Hard Eight. We were at Sundance making sure.
Argue, about the cuts that he had to make, and we saw him, change the title to Hard Eight. Yeah, Paul and I were there.
Do you remember this thing though? I remember like this is one of the. I feel like this. Not that this sums you up, but there is like this is the level of like the pop culture thing that I feel like I think about it a lot. There was a number in Magnolia.
Yes.
Do you remember? Okay, yeah. So maybe just talk through this. Yeah, this is great.
So I actually did go to an early screening of Magnolia, and I noticed that all of the phone numbers in the film were real, and they weren't 555 numbers, and I appreciated that detail. And this was in the early days. We certainly didn't have iPhone, but you had like a little flip phone. And I just programmed the numbers in my phone while watching the movie. And I called and I got a voicemail. And I left my name, address, phone number. And then a couple weeks later, I got a FedEx package from the Magnolia Project, return address, LLC. And inside was a beautiful book of photos, the soundtrack album, Thanks for Calling, signed by P.T. Anderson. And then, of course, I've met Paul, over the years because, him and Maya have like a ton of children together, and he's awesome and wonderful. And I'm like, do you remember like getting this call? And he's like, yeah, you were the first person to call and figure it out. And another story like that was like, I went to see a screening of Punch Drunk Love, and I brought with me the Popeye soundtrack because I had seen the trailer, and I noticed in the trailer that they were using music from Harry Nilsson's soundtrack to Popeye. So I showed up, and I saw Paul and I saw Adam Sandler. And I'm like, do me a favor. I know this is lame, but will you sign this? And I pulled out a copy of the Popeye soundtrack, and they were like, cool. Yeah, and so I have the Popeye soundtrack.
Oh, that's
by the Sandman and PT.
I love that. I love that.
I'll never sell it,
No.
And honestly, their signatures has devalued the record. When you write on a record, it devalues it. So
instantly.
Screw both of them.
I had Harrison Ford was shooting this movie with Brad Pitt called like The Devil's Own.
Star Wars.
Like I lived on Park and 20th in Manhattan, which was like a fairly central shooting location because Union Square is about 3 blocks down.
Feels like Law and Order would be shooting there every other week.
I mean, it was between 2 parks and like Gramercy Park. So like I feel like everyone was always shooting there. And one day there was a trailer right in front of my apartment building, and I was walking home and I had picked up like a vinyl album of Kukla, Fran, and Ollie, which was like a pre-exist, like a before Muppet Show, like a puppet show. And my girlfriend at the time, her dad loved Kukla, Fran, and Ollie. And I was like, oh, I'll get that from him, and I'll make like a bonus points as like a good boyfriend or whatever. And I grabbed that album, and as I'm walking home, I come face to face with Harrison Ford, and I'm like, and everyone is like surrounding him with Indiana Jones and Star Wars and everything, all shoving it in the face. And I don't even think about it. I just Kukla, Fran, and Ollie album, like just put it out. And he like parts the sea of all the other shit and is like, huh, okay. Signs that, and that was the only thing, and then walked through and didn't sign anything else. So I have a Kukla, Fran, and Ollie album signed by Harrison Ford.
Do you remember like when Tenacious D came to UCB to do our talk show that we all did together, and then I made them sign a Meatloaf album for some reason.
Yeah, tell people that weren't around then what that talk show was. Like that was it. It was just a fake talk show.
The best was when Paul called me. It was like 10th anniversary of UCB LA.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, do you want to do talk show again? And I'm like, sure. Now, we used to do this show at UCB in New York at the original theater on 22nd Street. This is before UCB was part of Nexium or whatever. It was a long time. You know, the joke of it is that you were going into a television taping and Paul was an old man and I was me. And it was like, you know, we taped a talk show.
Well, they would walk.
Chuck Norris.
You were Chuck Norris. Yeah.
And people would walk into like an environment in like in a shitty black box theater. And it was the best black box, but it was, you know, it's a black box theater.
Yeah, it was a tiny black box theater, but it was like you were attending Conan and you were ushered in and rushed and
people wearing headsets, yelling across, like checking camera angles, no cameras.
People would be giving me new notes during the commercial breaks where this band would be playing. It was ridiculous.
We would literally shoot promo. Like there were no cameras. We would shoot promos for like local stations.
We were like, all right, sorry, we just got to knock out these affiliate promos. Like, you're watching talk show on KNBC Los Angeles.
LA, the place to be. You know, like we would just
and then we'd go through them. But but then it's the 10th anniversary of UCB. Paul calls me up and we do talk show and we do it at the UCB theater in Los Angeles. And like half the joke is lost because you're a famous person. I'm a semi-famous person. And like, and it was like, well, who should we get on the show? I don't know. It was like Barinholtz around. Yeah, let's have Ike. It like took us 5 seconds. It took us 2 seconds to write a bit. You know, and the audience was just confused. Like, well, why isn't that just a show?
Yeah, because it was like, but what was crazy about it was when we first were doing it, like we had like the cast of Wet Hot American Summer the week it opened in the movie theater. We had Tenacious D play a small concert. And the band like Lifter Fuller was playing. Like we had like Natasha Lyonne was it was like these insane guests. And like again, Hubel was Chuck Norris wearing who was doing karate, but you had a full real band behind you.
A real band, and I would sing songs and do martial arts. Yeah.
And horn section.
And we were asked to host like the NYU incoming like freshman orientation. Remember that?
Yeah, I think I have photos of it. We had Jimmy Garofalo and David Cross at like, the height of like Mr. Show. And you know what? I remember the freshman orientation. Like that's one where like they liked us. Like
no, that show went well. I mean, and I'll remember the two crazy things was we came out to LA because the show was a success in New York. We came out to LA and the entire cast of Freaks and Geeks came out to our show because they're like, oh yeah, we heard this comedy show here, and we didn't know who we didn't know them.
Came up to me, and what was even funnier is like when I moved to Los Angeles in 2011, and I'm just sitting in Earwolf. Seth Rogen walks in, and it's like not a day has gone by, and he just goes, "Hey Jake, what's up?" And I'm like, hey man, and now he's like a pal and everything, but like it kind of he's like, there's a few people who are like genuinely like really the nicest person and the real deal, and he's one of them. That was crazy. Yeah.
I mean, by the way, I just, I'm realizing here, because I just typed it in while we were talking, you can watch a clip reel of this show. If you type in like talk show with Jake Fogelnest and Paul Scheer, you can watch the Wet Hot American Summer Show. There's like a 5-minute reel. I'm going to pop it in the chat so people can check it out too.
You have that online.
Yeah. So it's like, but you can see a little taste of what it was. But yeah, that was like a crazy experience. And we all went out to LA to do this show.
There's a Bill Cosby joke in that. that doesn't age well.
Yeah,
Just,
maybe. Yeah.
Oh man,
Bill Cosby
yeah,
Billions.
there's
if I don't get canceled by the end of this appearance, it's not worth it.
there's so much stuff like that is terrifying. Like when I think about like not stuff that we did on stage, because that doesn't live anywhere, but even just jokes from like Children's Hospital like 12 years ago. I'm just like, oh no, did we make a Bill Cosby? What did we say about that?
Of course you did. I mean, but it was. I think the idea is like, as long as you're not making that same joke today. Like, right?
Yeah.
Like now the knowledge has changed. Yeah.
And also I think, for the most part, like our targets are always pretty spot on and stuff. And I don't know, I've never been about trying to make somebody feel bad or, even it's not something like I go to bed at night not like worrying like, oh, did I make some terrible? No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Well, but now you have been busy though, right, Jake? I mean, you've been in this pandemic, you've been working a little bit, and I know
I heard. Yeah. What's going on with? Someone said that you're making a movie, like an independent movie or something.
This is crazy, but I raised some financing, and it's a directorial debut for me, a feature film that I wrote.
Wow.
And it's hard because we're making it under COVID conditions.
Yeah,
that is hhard. That's real hard.
It's a great cast and a great team, and I'm certainly not doing it alone. I actually brought like a little piece of
I got
movie.
it here. Yeah,
this is just dailies from today. They're from a day or two.
Okay, great. Yeah, I'll here.
I cut this together. I thought give people a taste of the film.
Okay, great. Here we go. Let's take a look.
Right.
Daddy, can I have a waterbed? Please, Daddy, can I have a waterbed?
Go ahead and look, and I'll be along in a minute.
Daddy, come here. This waterbed's only $119.
That's right. You get a waveless mattress, and it weighs only 300 pounds. You get the mattress, the deck, the pedestal for only $119, and shown for $399.
Okay, Kim, you can have the waterbed, and Daddy loves you.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, it's like
I gotta some of this. Yeah, one of the shots is soft. One of the shots is soft. There, I could say. I can see it. It's soft. I'm so sorry about that, everybody. But yeah, it's again work in progress.
Again, I don't want to focus on the soft. It seemed like okay. It's It just seemed a little okay. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I have some questions, I guess. I have some questions about
I can only tell you so much about the film because, obviously it's not out yet.
Of course,
spoilers, but sure.
So, I'm trying to figure out where to start on this one. First of all, it looks, I wish you good luck. It's difficult to make a movie.
Yeah.
Certainly during COVID.
During pandemic. Yeah.
But I will say there's only so much that we can overlook because of COVID. I think we can all agree, right?
Well, I'm going to say this. Look, you achieved period really well. Like a lot of times, you look at like David O. Russell did like American Hustle or you captured period really well.
It is a period. It is a period movie.
Period piece. Yeah, it is a period piece. It takes place in 2011.
Whoa,
and,
wait, hold on. 2000. Wait.
Can we watch it one more time, Paul? Would it be possible to watch it one more time?
Yeah, let me just pull it up one more time here. Let me
again, please don't focus on the shot. Everybody will see the shot that's soft, and I'm gonna fix it.
No.
I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about
the same actors.
I'm not worried about the out of focus shot.
I'm just gonna give me 1 second here because I oddly closed it and I have to now find it.
Oh, no worries. No
you
worries.
Can find it. It's the film is called Gross Waterbed Commercial.
Okay. Oh, you have it up online. You have it up online, the gross waterbed. Because, I guess I didn't want to bring this up, Jake, but to me, it feels like it's kind of stepping on my film that I had you read the script for a little while. I can show you. I mean, I don't want to air our dirty laundry here on the show, but
no,
I'll show you.
Read your script, but I think it's very different.
All right. Well, let's just see. Let's just see how different it is.
That's cool that you guys are.
Gents, your attention, please.
You say you want a crib, stroller, high chair, playpen, car seat, or a toy?
You say you want courteous service and low discount prices?
You say you want a big selection?
All that and save money too? Well, if we got the place for you. Coronet is open 7 days a week where you get giant discounts for little people.
That's right, folks. Coronet for baby furniture and toys, but no talking orangutan.
You know that?
Okay,
like,
yeah.
Wow.
You know,
Yeah,
I mean,
Wow.
I see what the
it's some
problem
similarities.
is.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, well, I think what we're gonna have is, competing indie films that take place in the world of waterbed sales.
Yeah.
And just look at it like this: there were 2 movies about that, runner
runner.
The Maze Runner.
I was gonna say the volcano movies. There's 2 volcano movies. I mean,
or when there was a James Bond movie that Sean Connery was in.
Yeah, well, those are sequels. Yeah, those are sequels. Yeah.
But I think that the marketplace, especially like what is even film and what is
You're right. And
people anymore, it's like
I don't know if that's the issue. I mean, well, one thing I feel like we're kind of dancing around. There is sort of an upsetting kiss in your movie, Jake. I was just watching. I'm trying to remember how it goes down, but it's unsettling to watch a father kiss his daughter on a waterbed.
That is in your mind because
I didn't get that at all.
Sorry,
No, I didn't get that at all.
If I'm the only one that thought that.
I didn't get that. Yeah, I didn't get that. Yeah, no, I saw
if something is coming across like creepy or strange, okay, because that's a father-daughter, it's a coming of age story, and the father-daughter bond is central to the film. So if there is something creepy, then I have failed in the filmmaking.
Yeah.
And I want you to be honest with me, and I want you to tell me right now, because there's nothing that's supposed to be creepy about that.
Okay. Well,
you feel like it's creepy.
To me, I don't want to kill the project because I don't understand movies.
Yeah,
there are a lot of movies that go way over my head, and maybe this is one of those. But to me, it seemed a little off-putting.
It's just a father showing affect, like the daughter wants a waterbed because she has, she had gotten a terrible car accident, and
I don't know. I don't know the plot of the movie. Maybe that's
again. He's not. That's not.
I did send you the script, Rob, and
should have read the script.
And what's crazy is that, like, I have the call sheets for the next couple of days. You're doing a part in 2 days.
Whoa.
So.
Wow.
Are you going to pull out? Are you going to pull out of it?
Yeah, I mean, I got to talk to my agent. I have not talked to them about that.
Independent film. We've known each other for 25 years. You're going to pull out at the last minute? Like, did you not read the script ahead of time?
Paul, can I speak to you privately? Do you mind
Jake, just hold on. Sorry.
Paul, I'm a little bit worried about this. I hate to do these private asides all the time, but his movie, that's not cool.
It's an art film. It's an art film.
But I had an issue with the one guy looks like Bob Ross. We didn't even talk about that.
Well, a lot of people think it's Little Dicky. I think that's the guy who plays Little Dicky on that show, Dave.
I don't know that.
Okay.
Remind me to tell you about how I saw Scott Bakula today jogging through Griffith Park with no shirt on.
Well,
remind me.
Yeah, I will.
Bring Jake.
I'll bring Jake back.
Hello.
Hey, man. Geez.
Hey.
Guys, hold on.
He's on the phone.
Paul? Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Thank you so much. Let me call you back.
I think that was PT. I think that's PTA.
It's Paul Thomas Anderson. Sorry.
Gosh.
Yeah, I just had him look at the footage. He thinks it's great, and he's shooting a period piece right now, also under COVID conditions. He's got a lot more money than me, and he says it's very authentic to the time period.
Well, all right.
Okay. If everybody else is
2011,
it just is something jumped out at me.
2011. I guess what I want you to say, what I want to say, Jake, to you is I read your script. I loved your script. Don't feel the pressure to sell out in your movie. When you're advertising people to buy the mattress in the movie, I feel like you're selling out. Like, you don't need to do that. That's what I'm going to say.
That's a good note. That's a really good note, because it's not about the mattresses.
Yeah, it's not about the mattresses.
It's really about the bond.
Yeah, well, we don't need
to. Guys, there are no mattresses. They're water beds. So we don't.
He doesn't get it. He doesn't get it. Okay. Yeah. If Rob can't do it,
I
you're really,
what am
if you don't get it?
I'm gonna, you know what, Rob? I'm gonna buy you a guest subscription to the Criterion channel. That's gonna
open up.
Don't.
You should watch. You get understand film.
it is bought. It is bought.
By the way,
you just bought it?
Yeah, that's nice. You're going to enjoy that. You and your family will enjoy it. Hey, Jake, can you tell people how to kind of follow you on your Patreon? Because what you're doing on
it's
that,
impossible.
I think what you do, like I think for more of the stuff that you have access to and the conversation that you have, your Patreon is great. Just you go to Patreon, but it was just Jake Fogelnest on Patreon.
Yeah, it's just Jake Fogelnest. And basically what happened was, because of the pandemic, first of all, I started doing a show out of my bedroom when I was a teenager. I started noticing, well, gee, all the late night shows are doing a show out of their houses. As I called Jimmy Fallon, an old friend of mine, and I'm like, hey, so that's sort of my thing. Yeah. I'm using the improv phone as opposed to my real phone.
But by the way, you did do it like the right way. You didn't do it like this.
I did do it the right way. Yeah.
I use a Play-Doh phone. Hello.
Basically I started a streaming service. So you can get new podcast every week, which you can also watch as a TV show, and then do a bonus one. And then I'm doing live streams. And then I made an hour-long documentary comedy special with Steve Agee that is about my Uncle Don, who used to own a stereo store in the San Fernando Valley. There's just so much. It's just like, how much content can I throw at people made out of my house? It was better than sitting around doing nothing. And I also was on script and like Otis Script to a network and everything, but writing is very hard. You need a little break, and apparently a little break for me is doing a podcast,
starting a whole network. I mean, you had a podcast called like I Did It First, right? Or is that
I did. That's the one. I did this first, because all of this with the streaming and the YouTube and all of it, I did this in the 90s, out of my house with a video camera. The only difference was I had to take a tape out and go up to 23rd Street and drop it off at public access. And then they would put it on TV like Sunday night. So
who were blow people's minds for just a second? Who were some of the guests on Squirt TV back in the day?
Like guests that were friends, or guests that were just like guests?
Just names. Just
give people. How about the Beastie Boys? How about Eric Bogosian? How about Sonic Youth? How about The State? All of them. That's not that big of a deal, because those are people we know. But maybe to the people watching, you
had everybody that was cool.
Wu-Tang Clan.
Yeah, Wu-Tang, Weezer. God, yeah.
Rob Schneider.
There you go. Enough said.
Rob Schneider. Adam Sandler. It was this, cult hit show, and with all due respect to Taylor Swift, even though I was a teenager, I was smart enough to own my masters.
Wow. By the way, let's get out on that, because I think you're right. Like, follow Jake, get on this Patreon. You show old stuff on there too, which is kind of great too. Yeah.
You get access to like my vast 90s archive, and then, me showing you stuff today, and, doing it right here from this desk. And, it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. I keep making things, and
I would suggest a couple of edits in the clip that you showed.
Rob, you don't get it. You don't get it.
I don't know why you are not getting this. It's so different than Paul's script, and I look forward to shooting with you. And
if you can't do it, I'm available. I'm available.
I'm not. I didn't hear. Nudity. No. I did not hear about nudity. I need to call my agent.
It is absolutely tasteful. Call my agent. That is great. Netflix. Have you seen that?
Speed dial agent.
It's a show on. It's in French.
It's very good. Jake, thank you for coming on. We will have you back. Maybe come back when you have the documentary finished with Agee about your Uncle Don, because I feel like that's so many people. Oh, there you go. We cut him out. I'm sorry. I'm always
Paul,
I'm too quick.
You are the hammer. You are dropping the hammer in this biz.
I'm sorry. I have a very hard. We have a hard entry and we have a hard exit. Rob, we are kind of finishing up the first season we are finishing up, getting close to the end of Black Monday season 3, and in doing that, like I think June and I have been talking about, because she's been away, we want to take a vacation, and I met this woman who is phenomenal. She is a travel coordinator. She's a little bit older. Kind of like like travel agents are still being used. Did you know about this?
I didn't know that. I usually just book it online. I go on, to Travelocity, Expedia, something like that, Kayak. I'm not paid. By the way, I'm not paid by any of these companies. I use Google Flights. But anyway, you use a travel agent.
I do, and it's actually it makes my life so much easier. And she's been great because it is kind of hard to travel right now. You don't want to necessarily go to foreign countries because there's a lot of COVID restrictions, but she's really good at working within the COVID restrictions. I thought it would be fun to bring on someone here. I know a lot of people who have families and they want to, or just want to maybe just get out now. Maybe you have vaccinations, you want to get out. So please welcome Wadida Elaine Brown. Welcome, Wadida. How are you?
Hi, Wadida.
Did I do it? Hello.
Oh,
Did
you're
I do
on.
the
Yes.
audio and the camera. You could see me?
Yes.
Yes, you are. How?
Frozen.
Hello. No, you're
hello.
great. Hi.
Now, why are you smaller than him?
It might just be because I'm sitting back. Maybe if I sit forward, is that better?
Okay,
Yeah.
I can also change my destiny when I do that. I see. Okay.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Hello.
Hi, thank you so much for being here. Yeah, so excited.
Thank you so much.
So, Paul, you booked a trip with Yadida. Where are you? You didn't even clear a vacation with me, Paul. I mean, I try to do this show every Thursday or Friday, whatever your schedule allows.
Well, I mean,
and now you're saying that you're going on a big trip. Where are you going?
Well, I'll kind of let Yadida kind of talk about how we approach this. I wanted to travel within, these COVID times, and I think that's kind of your specialty right now, right, Wadida?
It is. Yeah, I'm a travel consultant, Robert. I'm not an agent per se because I don't make any of the arrangements.
Yeah,
you got to do that yourself. But what I do is I consult and I tell you where to go. So now, right now, you see me. I'm on a wonderful beach vacation.
Oh, nice.
I'm in my bikini. I am inside my home. But what I have done is I've turned up the heating to 105 degrees, so I can feel like I'm in Cancun.
See, that's I love that.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So what Paul is gonna do now? Paul wanted a beautiful Parisian getaway in June. He wanted to go to Paris.
Yes.
So I said, "Well, sir, here's what you do: you go down to the supermarket, you buy a block of cheese, and then you call somebody who hates you."
Yeah.
Paris.
And it felt like, and I got to tell you, we were holding off on going to Paris, and when we spoke, I did that.
You did it. Yeah. Take it easy on the water. You don't want to. I'm just noticing how much water you're drinking. It could be dangerous if you drink too much water.
This is classic New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc. Look at that! I just traveled to another hemisphere.
See, that's the best part of this.
She's thought of it, yeah.
Because like what it is it isn't safe necessarily.
She's sweating. She is sweating. It must be very hot at the beach. It must be so hot.
Yeah.
It is a New Zealand summer, which we know, of course, that means it is our January. Are you familiar with the hemispheres?
I did hear about that. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I saw that. Someone said that the toilets they flush the opposite way. Water.
There's a misconception. Now, what the toilets do is they are inverted. Like you have a belly button that's an innie?
Yes.
Well, in New Zealand, they have outed toilets.
The toilet is actually inverted.
Where is there a hole though, or is it just like a hole at the top? Well,
I'm not a plumber.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, she would know. Paul.
Yeah,
no.
Did I go to plumbing college?
No, you know what?
Did I meet you in a plumbing store?
No, you didn't. As I was saying it, I was like, "Why am I asking?" Of course, you don't know. I mean, but Rob, I thought I've had.
Did you meet her in a plumbing store, Paul?
I did not. No, I met her. Actually, it was funny. We were talking about Craigslist earlier, and I was Googling around on Craigslist for a travel agent when I found this travel advisor, and I actually liked it because what was great about it is I got the experience of Paris. We got this great block of cheese. We called up my uncle, who I have a very frayed relationship with, and
he's
he kind
of he's a mean man. He's got a bite. He's got a wit. It's sharp.
And he kind of just bawled me out, and I felt like I felt this rush, like I was in it was exciting. It was really great, and I thought maybe I would offer it to you, Rob, or, maybe even to our chat.
Yeah.
Robert, where do you now? I'm going to call you Robert because I assume you have a mother, and she intended for you to have a whole name, not a half a sandwich. So
I do. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That's right.
Where you would like to go, Robert, and I'll give you some tips on how to do it.
I've always wanted to go to Alaska. I've always thought it would be great to get up there and see, grizzly bears and salmon and bald eagles and stuff like that. And but it is so far away. You can't drive there, I'm told. I just don't know how to set that up.
Okay, this is perfect. So I know in your home you have a freezer, correct?
I do. Yes, we do. Yeah.
So what you can do is you can stick your head in a freezer, and then you can read Sarah Palin's book. Alaska.
I see. I would not have thought of that.
Yeah. Oh,
that's
I like
good.
that.
That's actually that's a good tip. That is a good tip, because also I can save money. I don't have to deal with, my family, not that I don't want to deal with my family. I certainly love my family, but between me and you, they get a little, it's possible that they get, they get on your nerves after a little while.
Well, look, you don't have to tell me about family, Robert. That's why I estranged all of mine.
Wow, you're estranged from all your family? Oh my gosh.
I'm not estranged from them. I estranged them. I said,
oh wow,
get estranged, get away from me. And so we have no contact. Not since 1968. We have no contact.
Wow.
Oh, gosh.
That's kind of a very Oprah of you in a way, because I didn't like Oprah just write a check to like all of her family members and was like, okay, that's it, we're done. Like don't.
And see,
Wow.
Oprah's a stone cold fool because she had to give him money to do that.
Right.
I just got me a shotgun and I said, you come 3 feet of me and you're gonna have hell to pay. So they got the message. And
I like that.
Most of them moved back to Shreveport, and it's been good. I don't have to deal with nobody. Got no kids, no pets, nothing that can't make itself dinner in my house is what I say.
Now, can I ask you about Shreveport? I've never been to Shreveport. I do love New Orleans. Is Shreveport at all like New Orleans, or is it a place that I would like to go? Don't they have riverboat gambling there in Shreveport? It sounds nice.
The interesting thing about a riverboat is that you can pretty much find a boat wherever there's a river.
Right. Yeah.
If you're curious about them, look no further than wherever you live. You can
Yeah.
boat on a river somewhere.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Well, would you mind maybe like we could talk a little bit to some of the people in the chat that we can kind of say some other places and see if any of it, because I know you've booked vacations all the time, and it might be great to kind of just check in, because I'm starting to get excited about this too. Like I was even thinking with Rob, like if you wanted, you could even put like an aquarium in your freezer while you have your head in there, so it looks like you're seeing a salmon swim by or something like that.
We call that the Alaskan cruise. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I see. Now
okay.
let me ask you a question. As far as not getting COVID, I imagine is where this business came from originally. But now that people are getting vaccinated and travel is opening up again, maybe in the next several months, are you worried that this business opportunity will diminish? That you may. Yes, ma'am.
Worried?
Yes, ma'am.
Do I look worried about a goddamn thing, Robert? Do I look worried?
No,
ma'am.
Is this a worried woman to you? I just drained about 15 ounces of Sauvignon Blanc in less than 4 minutes. Do I seem worried?
No, ma'am. No, that was it was a dumb question. Don't we?
Rob has been stepping on everybody's toes. He's been stepping on everybody's toes this week. I apologize.
Brown survives no matter what. We will find a business.
Yes, ma'am.
Portable Jeff has a good one. Disney World, right? Because I think a lot of people maybe feel unsafe being around those kind of crowds, even though it's open and Disneyland's opening. Like, how would you do Disney?
That's tough.
The way I would do Disney World is I would just join a Zoom. You got a computer?
Yeah.
Find a Zoom of a local youth group.
Okay.
And just sit there through all of their bullshit, because that's what Disney World reminds me of. It's just like a Christian youth gathering.
Yeah, and just a lot of noise at the same time. I like that. I like it.
That's a good idea.
So inoffensive and calm. So if you want cartoon characters to flap their mouths about something you don't care about, just go to church.
Yeah.
Right. That's that's great advice. It's great advice and great advice for life.
Yeah, I've built an empire for a reason. What is it that either of you do?
Again,
it's hard to explain what we do. I would say the entertainment business technically comedy.
But Rob, don't. I think you're going to be activate. I think you're going to activate her by, just say just say nothing. Don't get her upset.
Mostly.
Because if I may, so now Robert, you look first of all, you both look like you're in the wellness industry, and I'll tell you why. Because of your backgrounds, Paul, it looks like you are in a sauna, and Rob, you look to be in a tanning bed.
Yeah, we are, and look, and I can switch that up at any given notice. I mean,
someone in the chat said I look like I'm in a Missy Elliott video, which I don't know, Yedida, if you would even know who that is. I'm not sure how old you are, and I don't mean to presume, but
I'm 75 years old. Traveling keeps me young, which is why you didn't know how old I was. And I love Missy Elliott. I actually helped her and her partner take a trip just a few years back.
Oh,
where did they go?
Name dropper.
Wow.
I do work with the stars. I work with the stars, so it's been good.
Wow,
that's great.
I love that.
Wow.
I mean,
are there other stars? You said stars plural. Now I'm thinking like, well, who else has she worked with? Obviously, Paul, who. No offense, Paul, but I wouldn't. Hey, Rob, I've dug myself a hole here.
Again, we're just kind of we're trying to shine a light on someone who's doing really a benefit here for people. Like, not trying to insult anybody. I'm so sorry, Wadida. We're not trying to insult you. And
but are there other celebrities? I would say non-podcast celebrities. Again, Paul.
I wouldn't classify myself as a podcast.
I was taking a dig.
That's an oxymoron, right? Because if you're doing a podcast, it's because something's lacking. I assume.
Yeah. Well, okay. Yeah. I mean, sure.
Right now, she's got you there, Paul.
I mean,
I don't know much, but I don't know a podcast celebrity. I know celebrities that started. Every celebrity in the past year started a podcast. Every time I look, it's like every celebrity got a podcast. Abe Vigoda got a podcast.
Oh, Clive Owens' podcast is great. Clive Owen has a podcast.
Probably.
Clive Owens' deep dive with Clive is great.
Oh wow, is that true?
It's just Clive Owen talking about his want to go scuba diving. Deep dives with Clive, and he talks to the scuba people. It's great. It's it's very entertaining.
Does he have a gold?
No.
That's my kind of show then.
That's why I brought it up. I thought you might like it because he gets the thrill of hearing other people talk about coral and what's down there.
I didn't finish this story. I was rushing home earlier, Yedida. Before you came on, I was telling my friend Paul, who I know is famous from podcasts, that I was cutting through Griffith Park to get home, and I saw someone jogging who I've seen him before, so I know that it's him. Scott Bakula. Do you know who Scott Bakula is? He was on a show called. He was on Quantum Leap. He was on a show called.
Was he on Star Trek Enterprise? Was he Archer on Star Trek Enterprise? That's how I know him.
Okay, I was thinking. I was going way back to Quantum.
I would argue that's probably the least favorite or the least popular captain in Starfleet, Central Captain.
Well, I'm glad that you weren't in Griffith Park when I was in Griffith Park. Paul,
I love him. I love him. It's an odd one that would be like. I don't know if that's his defining role. I actually think it's a misunderstood role, but he was very good on that show.
Wow, I've never heard anyone come after Scott Bakula like this.
I'm just saying it's like I wouldn't be my first choice of a role for him because he's got a storied career.
I mean, I just don't understand it because I'm driving along. I look over and there's like a horse trail there. And I used to walk my dog when I lived there. When I lived closer to there, I used to walk my dog there all the time, and I would always see him running. So today I saw him running, no shirt on, and I gotta just say to the people watching this show, Scott Bakula with no shirt, he looks fantastic.
Oh, no doubt.
He
really would have doubted. No.
Really looks great, and
Bakula keeps it tight.
He keeps it tight. Thank you, Yedida. He did have his mask. Not covering his nose, but he's outside. I would let that go.
He's running. I'm sure.
I call that the feed bag. Because it's like just a little feed bag. You ever try to put M&Ms in your mask? It's an excellent delivery system. And then nobody knows you're eating M&Ms.
You see, that's a good way to do it.
I have not done that. That's a great idea. That's a great tip, the feed bag. Anyway, I couldn't help but wonder when I saw Scott Bakula, I wonder if he's ever been on a great vacation, I wonder where he would want to go. mean, he is Scott Bakula. He can quantum leap anywhere he wants.
Well, I think that was a character. That wasn't him.
No, what are you talking
I think
about?
he can do it. He can.
You
do
think
the
that?
quantum.
Well, I mean,
why would they give him the role? Why would they give it to someone who could quantum leap then?
Wait, so but no, well, okay. Well, first of all, the character couldn't quantum leap. The character was in some sort of device that made him quantum. Like he has no control over it, is what I'm saying.
I don't know. Paul. The show wasn't called some sort of device. The show was called Quantum Leap, and he was the titular quantum leaper.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
All I'm saying is, if another person was there, they would have been the quantum leaper. That his character has no. So that's all I'm saying is that he doesn't feel like it could have been anyone. It could have been anyone.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't expect this level of animosity towards Scott Bakula this afternoon. All I said was I spotted Scott Bakula running shirtless through Griffith Park. He's in shape. As Yedida said, he keeps it tight. Now,
you know that he was on the cover of Playgirl. You know that, right? Scott Bakula.
I did not know that. I don't know anything about Scott Bakula other than
why did you bring him up? Why'd you bring up something you don't know nothing about? You don't see me bringing up automobile tire engine changing. Because I don't know nothing about it.
That's a great point.
When I asked her the question about the toilet, do you see how quickly she said, "I don't know about it"?
Right.
And,
Yedida, what are you drinking? What are you drinking now? That was a very big beverage container.
Oh, well, this is a water bottle that tells you how much, like what time of the day. It says like 7 a.m. Good morning, 11 a.m. Remember your goal. You're supposed to drink all this in the day. And depending on how I'm feeling, sometimes I feel it with Pediasure if I had a rough night the night before.
Yeah, of course.
Sometimes I feel it with straight up vodka if I'm trying to have a rough night. You know what I mean?
Oh, I like. By the way, can I just quickly show you this? This is from the Playgirl shoot. Scott Bakula looking good.
This
good.
Is basically what I saw today in Griffith Park. And again, I don't know why I brought it up, Yedida. There is no point.
It's strange. It's like you're an interesting man. You got so much going on. You could talk about this tanning bed you're laying in.
Thank you.
You bring up something you don't know nothing about. It's strange.
Thank you. I think I haven't seen many celebrities since the pandemic, and so this is kind of one of my first really good spottings, and so I did get excited about it.
I understand. When you're not around celebrities all the time, like I am, it can seem interesting when you see a one you don't even know much about. Like I'm around celebrities constantly. I recently helped Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson.
Oh my gosh!
On a trip.
Wow! Where did they go?
They went back to Australia. So you remember how they went to Australia and they
started coronavirus.
They started
the coronavirus. They got the coronavirus right before everybody knew everybody could get the
coronavirus. Yeah.
So,
she's mispronouncing? Is she mispronouncing?
I'm not gonna. Don't correct her. Please don't correct her. Please.
Okay.
So I said, well, y'all deserve to go to Australia without no coronavirus.
Yeah.
So I said, let's have a fake Australian. So what I did is I said, turn upside down in your house. So I had to turn upside down. Tom actually, he hung from his knees from a pull-up bar that his son Chet had installed. And so he hung upside down. And then I told them to get a koala. So they got a live bear and put it in their home. It did cut up the faces. It cut up their faces.
Bad. You cannot have koalas are more dangerous than like chimpanzees. Yeah, you can't.
Is that true? They seem so. I didn't know that. They seem so
they're
adorable.
Underestimated. They have they have Napoleon complex because everyone's like, oh, look at the cute little koala. And then they're like, absolutely not.
I didn't know that about that. Well, you bring up a good point, and I was wondering that when we were talking about this earlier, like it seems like some of these trips could go the wrong way. Like, people could get hurt, and I was just wondering if that's a problem with your business. Do you have to worry about getting sued? Have people gotten hurt a lot? Stuff like that.
How am I getting sued? I'm a consultant, right? Do you all get sued for the stuff you talk about on this? I'm sure you give all kinds of stuff.
You'd be surprised.
People go off and crash their motorcycles off a cliff based on stuff you told them. Do you get sued for that?
Well, that's I think that's the benefit of being an advisor and not an agent, right? I mean, like, because you people can take your advice or not.
Okay. So there's no liability. There's no money. There's no transaction at all.
No, I live in a post-money world. I don't deal with money. I don't touch it. I don't understand it. I don't mess with it. So people can take my advice. I'm not the mafia. I'm not telling them you must do this.
Yeah.
So they take it or leave it. Paul, did I ever force you and your lovely wife? Did
Never.
I force you to go to Paris?
No, you did not. I suggested it, and you simply gave me two things, and I could take it or not. I could have just made the phone call. I could have just had the cheese. Now, what I did was I looked at your expansive experience. You know, I don't want to. You are 75 years young. I know that you know, and you are. And I was like, look, I'm going to listen to this person who knows what they're talking about, and I'm going to take this advice. And I had a great time. I had a great time.
Thank you. That's the best. And you know, that's why I do it. Is for my fans and for my people. Like this is my money. This is my currency.
I mean, you know, for people who want to get away. I mean, we're just talking about all this exciting stuff. I mean, is there anything like? I mean, what is to you like? What's your perfect vacation? You know, like what would you? Yeah, like what would you like?
I guess. Oh my goodness! You know, no one has ever asked me that before.
Paul, that's a good question, Paul. I make fun of you a lot on the show.
Yeah,
and
I know.
I called you a podcast celebrity earlier, and I think you redeemed yourself here with that.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
I feel so. Wow, this is touching. I feel looked after.
Oh, well, yeah. Of course, you deserve it.
Sorry, my T-shirt that I tried to make a head wrap has fallen off.
Oh, okay.
I would we have limited supplies here.
Yeah.
I guess if I could go anywhere, I would like
You really
to go.
stumped her, Paul. I've never seen you stump anyone.
I feel like there's an emotionality. I mean, we're getting to something here.
You know where I would like to go is to the Walgreens that's right down the street from my house.
Oh, that's not what I thought you were going to say.
Wow, just the Walgreens.
That's
not just any Walgreens. You see, it's so beautiful. They built it last year in 2020, and they used some beautiful architecture because it used to be a Taco Bell that was next to a Jennifer Convertibles. So what they did is they combined the buildings, and so there's the beautiful archway of the Taco Bell, and they have the big windows from the old Jennifer Convertible, and it's a Walgreens. And when I go to a Walgreens, I go to a trash Walgreens. I go to one on the other side of town where derelicts and hobos go, because that's what I deserve.
Oh my God, you don't deserve it. Yeah.
I like to go to the nice one.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
That's a real, that does sound like a nice
Can I say something to you, Wadida? You create so much happiness in people. You deserve to go to this Walgreens. You get yourself there. You deserve it. Okay, you deserve that nice Walgreens. Go there tonight. Go there tonight.
Maybe a sad CBS, maybe a carpet at CBS, but not the Walgreens. No.
You are holding yourself to a too high of a standard here. You are creating joy and happiness. You got to get to that nice Walgreens. And people in the chat are saying it. Find your Walgreens, people. Find your Walgreens and achieve. And that's that. I'm choked up about this. I'm choked up.
Wow, Paul.
I want to thank you too. I want to thank you for helping me.
Yeah.
I also feel like we have to take Yedida's advice and tell our viewers that if you are thinking about riding a motorcycle off a cliff, as Yedida mentioned, if we've ever said anything that has made you consider that,
we're not liable for it.
We're not liable. I mean, you can
only
do it.
Cool people do it.
Only cool people can do it, and you're even cooler if you film it and live stream it.
But yeah, we're not responsible.
We're not
for
liable.
Yeah.
Should they have a microphone too and podcast it? Probably.
I mean, video podcast with an audio component is actually great, and we always have to be creating content.
So you can sell it TikTok. On multiple platforms.
Yeah, right? TikTok. You get that.
Yeah. She knows the digital world. Yeah.
Well, this has been amazing, Adita, to talk to you about this, and
so
I really hope.
What a nice lady. What a nice lady.
I hope you take our advice. I hope you get to that Walmart, and you really have done so much work here for so many people. I don't know if we want to give one more piece of advice, but I mean,
is there somebody who needs help? Does somebody need to know something?
Anyone else have any places they'd like to go? I saw one earlier. I can bring it up if we don't have a new one, but I saw Egypt, the Great Pyramids of Egypt. That was something that people really wanted.
How would you do that? How would you simulate that? Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of sand in Egypt by the pyramids.
Oh, don't go there.
Oh, don't go.
Wow. Okay, just don't go. Okay, well and that's what I like. And that's what I like about you is like Done. Yeah. Knock it out. Okay.
Too sandy.
Yeah.
There's
Too
nothing to
sandy.
see. Our buildings go like this. Their buildings go like this. What is that? There's nothing. Don't go.
And you know what?
Good
And
advice.
finally, you saved us a lot of money, and I think you saved a lot of people a lot of money here tonight. Thank you, Yedida, for being here with us, giving us. There she's gone. We left again.
Paul, you drop people too quickly before we can properly say goodbye to them.
I'm so sorry. Well, that, by the way, give it up for Tawny Newsome.
The great Tawny Newsome. Tawny Newsome.
She is amazing. And if you don't know what Tawny is up to, so many things. We've been putting it in the chat, but she is the star of Star Trek Lower Decks, which is a hilarious show. She is also the host of Yo, Is This Racist? She is the co-host, I should say. She is one of the co-hosts of the Star Trek Pod Directive. I'm pretty sure that's the title of it. And
is Scott Bakula involved in that?
He is not, but if you are a Star Trek fan, it is great. Her and Paul F. Tompkins talking about Star Trek. They are absolutely fantastic. She's on Space Force on Netflix. She just is on. There's a bunch of new things coming out, and I think.
Good Lord.
She's got a lot of stuff going on.
Heavy hitters. Rory Scovel, Tawny Newsome, Jake Fogelnest.
And you know what? Before we go, Rob, I know it's 7. I know we got to go and do our lives, but I wanted to quickly show you some of the memes because last week I didn't get to show some memes, and we have some killer memes going on. And I know that we like to support some memes, so we can kind of throw through these because the Discord is just killing it. I'm gonna here. Let me pull this out.
That was another job opportunity. That was someone looking for a dance, someone to come and teach them how to dance at their house.
Well, Rob, this is I don't want to upset you, but this meme is kind of in reference to something that we went through last week, and that, of course, is
jeez, I just feel like it's a little too soon, and they obviously photoshopped your face onto young Sheldon instead of mine because I didn't get the part. So.
And if you don't notice it, but that is a meth spoon that Sheldon is fixing instead of his bow tie.
That is fantastic. I don't know who made that. You should put that on Instagram.
This is all on our Discord. You can check out all these. This is just a vote one. This is like a vote.
Wow.
This is Jason Mantblucas, Bluin, Diane Raphael, Blue Paul, and Rob Bluebull. I don't know what this is referring to. The chat might have some more context to this. But that was Japan of Green Gables was the first one. Yeah.
Pretty great. Zooks also really, really great.
A lot of people like drawing Zooks.
Yeah.
This is Rob as Corn.
Why am I Corn? I'm not offended by any of these, by the way. I wonder, did I talk about Corn?
I think it was just the chat was devolving into putting our heads onto fruit and food, and this is Corn on the Rob Hubel.
Okay. Well, that took a lot of work. This obviously took hours to do, and I appreciate the effort. A+ for effort.
And this is June on a macaroon. So there's a little bit of a rhyming thing. June on a macaroon. Oh, that, by the way, this is called Cobb Hubel.
Cobb Hubel. Fucking Paul, come on, man.
And this is June macaroon. And then this is Cool Whip. Oh, because
I'm starting to wonder why everyone is using the same picture of me. When you Google me, that's the first picture that comes up.
Yeah. By the way, this is Macajune, not June macaroon. This is a Macajune. So I don't want to misrepresent. Cool Whip.
Cool Whip
to the sex whip.
You don't need to explain the joke to me, Paul.
All right.
I own a sex whip. I own a tactical whip that you guys have tricked me into thinking is a sex device. It's for self-defense and protecting my family.
And the chat is blowing up with the sex whips because there's a couple more sex whip things coming up. This is a great one. This is a great one for me. This is a kind of my thought process of what happens on the show.
I want this on ceiling. I want to look at this when I wake up in the morning. That is exactly what you were thinking about on this show.
Should I plug Peloton or should I eject a guest? These are the two things that I'm constantly wrestling with. And it's great. A great one. This is fantastic. This is again.
Oh my gosh, that's perfect. That is so great.
Robin is saying it's a sex toy, and Batman's.
I like that Robin has like Robin has a man bun or something.
Yeah, I think it's his hair being like whipped back.
Okay.
So that was great. This one is an interesting one. This I think is based off of something where I referenced.
Wikipedia,
yes, where
did you die?
Well, if I died in 1946. I think there is a little bit of a theory going on in the Wikipedia that I'm a time traveler, and I'm not going to.
Scott Bakula.
A quantum time traveler. Interesting. So, yes, I was born January 31st, and I died in 1946. So, there you go. Here's another tactical whip.
Okay. First of all, my chaps are on backwards, or my head is on backwards, or I'm looking over my shoulder. Again, I'm not, attacking anyone as an artist. Look, if this is your artwork and you made this, I appreciate the effort. It's what is important is that you tried. You tried your best.
You tried, and then this is another one with you and your sex with, and your.
People just taking Family Guy and photoshopping. Again, the same photo of me. That is definitely the first headshot that comes up.
I just don't know why you're. First of all, it seems like the whip was added to your hand, and then there's so many things wrong with this. Like it's. I don't assume he was whipping Stewie in the actual episode. Maybe he was, but
maybe he was.
Oh my gosh. I think that might be it. That is a little bit of our meme roundup for this week.
Great memes.
Show us your memes.
I would encourage you to keep them going. Keep those memes.
Thank you, Discord. Thank you to all of our moderators in our Discord. Thank you to all of our moderators here in our Twitch channel.
People are probably wondering why we keep moving to Fridays. It's just because we're in show business, baby.
We're trying to figure it out.
I mean, Thursdays are great. Oh, is that more convenient for everyone? It's the fucking
Rob,
internet.
don't not at this point. Don't piss him off at the very end. Rob. Okay, so we will be back again. We will let you know what's going on because we're shooting. Oh, don't come in here naked, but that would be very. Put on a towel.
That would be hilarious.
Put
him in a waterbed commercial.
He just came in. He said, "I'm Gus and I'm naked." But we are wrapping up, and what can I tell you? I don't know.
Do we raid someone?
Yeah, we can raid somebody. I can kind of look and see what we have here. Oh, and by the way, let me see if I can do this as we're wrapping up because this is something I've really been. Well, I'll save it for next week. You know what? It is going on still. I want to raid. Okay, I have something really fun to raid. I want to raid this, and I'm going to show it to you first. Okay, hold on one second. This is Rob. A channel called Stop Sign Cam, and basically there's a stop sign right here, and people just watch to see if cars blow through the stop sign, and they have little bets about it, and it just goes on for hours and hours and hours, and you just watch, and there's a whole thing going on here about who's going to stop in the stop sign. Wow. Yeah, so that's pretty great. But if we have somebody real raid, we can do that. But if not,
we should do a thing. Did we already talk about that? We should look at other Twitch shows going on and just do a round robin of dipping our toes and just checking in on other people's shows.
I am down with it. Oh, here we can raid. Okay, I think this is an improv school. Let's do that. Let's raid the improv school. Give it a little bit of love to an improv school. I don't even know. Hopefully they'll be good. Okay, boom, we did it. Okay, people are going over there. Rob, pleasure to see you. We will be back next week. We'll let you know when we're coming back.
Hello, Scott Bakula. I gotta go, Paul. Goodbye.
Oh,
Scott
Jesus.
Bakula.
Oh, man. Get him out of here.
Goodbye.
Get him out of here. Get him out of here.